I have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. Sigh. Ooh, wasn't meant to read that. I'll read that. Okay. What I had done is not excusable. My actions were wrong. But let me explain why everything I did was okay. And why you should also subscribe to me and pay me money. Okay. Today, or not today, last week, I forgot that Twitter cannot take a joke. So the other day, I kind of got myself involved in some Twitter drama, which is pretty impressive in my opinion, considering I'm just about the most irrelevant person in this community. But I just kind of want to go through it, because in my opinion, it's like really funny. And I did mess up. Also, I do genuinely want to admit there are a couple of things which, on my part, where I was a bit of a prick. But also, it's really funny. So, what I just want to go through is the result of this tweet. You see, basically, this guy got into an argument about how, like, various difficulties and whatever, and he ends up at some point saying, I think this guy's like lol what, I don't know, he says he has terrible opinions, and that's not just me, literally everyone on Twitter takes the piss out of him. He's got bad opinions, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure he's fine as a person, but his opinions are just weird. So he says people stop making levels over 1.5 minutes because they're boring, nobody wants to play them, which is I don't even know, like, that's not even long. I'd get it maybe if he said, like, 4 minutes or, like, 3 minutes, but 1.5 minutes is not a long time. So I tweet, carrot a victim moment, which is a shit tweet, I'll admit. I was just really bored in physics. Not that I'd be on Twitter at school, I'd never do that. But I was just bored, and I tweeted this. It's a shit tweet, but I made the tweet. But what I didn't expect really much of it. I'll admit it wasn't a good tweet. I just kind of was shit posting. And then people got incredibly pressed about it. So there's a lot of people who replied. There's a lot of quote tweets. Look, I actually got on days without a GD drama because apparently I started a drama. I mean, I guess there was already drama from this, but this kind of all kicked off, right? And I got ratioed pretty hard. But the thing is, so within about 5 minutes of this going up, this guy, who does not follow me, no one had liked this tweet, no one had retweeted it, so within about 5 minutes, this guy had found my tweet somehow, so he's clearly looking through the quote tweets. He was looking for something to get mad at, right? Because I was just, there's no way he would have seen this tweet unless he was, like, looking for it, right? He then says, he does this, he's like, oh, just point out that they beat Clara. Look, my tweet was bad. But also, it was not that serious. I say, cry about it, another shitpost tweet. And he fucking egos me. He goes, I'm sorry, I'm too busy being top 100 global while you jump to thanatophobia from Deadlock. I don't have time to cry about it. So this kind of proves my point, because clearly he's mad. Like, I never normally post cry about it, but because of how quickly he'd responded and how I knew there was, like, no way he would have responded unless he was looking for it, I knew he was mad at this. So I did a little bit of trolling. I just wanted to have some fun. And I did. Because what ended up happening was amazing. So, he egos me. I'm only bringing this up because of something later, that happens later. I say it seems you are, though, because he seems mad. And he's like he's crying about it. Which, again, another shitpost wouldn't normally do, but I just wanted to wind this guy up because I thought it'd be funny. And it was, because he responds with, dude, believe me, that if I could place Karata below the health to make the health my hardest demon, I would. I fucking hate Karata. It's a trash bullshit level, but for the love of God, if I have an opinion, long levels of shit, bad opinion, don't associate me with cow garbage. So, this guy, who really hates Kayaretta, apparently. He hates it so much that he did it as his hardest, you know. Oh, must really, really hate this level. But clearly, he gets so angry, you know. Cow garbage. Just getting pissed off at me, and I'm like... I want to point out that he's like... That I didn't mention once that he was a Kayaretta victor. I mentioned a different guy was a Kayaretta victor. So, he's basically... You know, he's just found this to get angry at it, and he's getting so angry. I read this tweet. I was in Greg's. I was buying my lunch, and I just started laughing because this shit was. Oh, I don't know. I said, if you don't want to be associated with Kara, be a harder level, because if it's your hardest, you're going to be associated with it. I want to bring up. Toka responded with this: "Your hardest demon is what your highest demon is in your opinion, not what fucking Point Cray says," which I kind of agree. But also, you would, generally people are gonna, people ask you, you're probably gonna say, like, let's say Cat is your hardest, but you find Layak harder. Layak's an insane demon, you're probably still gonna say Cat, or you may say, well, Kata, but I found Layak harder, personally, right? Like, you're gonna, if there's like a set difficulty difference, you're gonna say that, and then maybe, you know, say something else as well. You're not just going to go, oh, that's not my hardest. And he goes, oh my fucking god, I beat the health 2 weeks ago. I want to chill out a little bit with extend this, whatever. And he goes, shut the fuck up, lol. So still getting mad, you know. Because he hates Kayaretta so much that he won't be at hard level. To which I respond, sounds like a skill issue. Because, again, it's funny. Because, you know, if you can't beat a hard level, sounds like a skill issue to me. Just beat a hard level. That's what I do, you know. That's to which, you know, this gets even more anger. Jesus Christ. You know, people like start talking about my hardest or whatever. This guy replies the picture of a baby crying, which I find incredibly ironic. So, because you know, I'm clearly the one crying here. I'm the one who's angry. Yep. Sure. You know, I guess. Oh. Hey, you know, maybe he's just like enjoying it as well. Maybe it's just fun for everyone, you know. I added some entertainment to GD Twitter. Then he actually replied something pretty funny, right? He's like, Harry, please try to wake up. You need to get past your coma, Harry, please. It's just kind of funny. But also, it does prove my point. Because once again, he brings up how he's better than me or whatever. Which, you know, he's better than me. He is. He's a better player. He's a decent player. But also, still trying to argue with me, even though I'm literally... Like, none of these tweets, I'm sorry, I don't get how you can look at these tweets and say, yes, this is someone who's taking it super seriously. So, I'm like, literally proved my point. And then, he says, you're delusional, Harry. You need to wake up from an ego you can't own. Harry, the accident wasn't your fault. You need to let me go, Harry. To which I reply, am I really the one with an ego? Because, you know, none of these I'd say... None of my tweets I'd say are particularly, you know, to do with me having an ego. I do have a massive ego. I'll admit that. I'm incredibly arrogant. And I'm a bit of a prick because of it. But in this case, I'd say I'm not the one with an ego. Considering he brings up how he's better than me, like, immediately. And then also brings it up again later. So, you know, and this, right, I kind of agree, but I point out I haven't actually ever talked about skill to him, unless you count this, which, you know, I didn't say I was better. I just said it sounds like he's got a skill issue. He's not being a harder demon. You know, if he wants to beat something harder, just beat something harder. That's what I do. Or at least try, you know. Look, I was just shitposting, and people were getting really mad. And there was some other, like, pretty entertaining tweets, right? Okay, so this is the one I wanted to bring up. So, after this one, about me putting out that he's the only one who's egoed anyone in this conversation. He replies, "Harry, wake up. The coma is killing you day to day. Please wake up, Harry. Your family miss you, please." I get what he's going for. It's kind of random, but it's also kind of funny. I'll give it to him. It was kind of funny in this. And then this guy just replies with this. So basically, right, after this, right, this guy replies with this. And now I didn't know what this was at first, but I got my friend translate it. Now I have forgotten since, but I just checked it up again. And it is, you know the mangoes you left in the bag? Alvaro ate them. And then Alvaro. Like, what? This is possibly I'm going to like this tweet, because this is just the best tweet in this entire thread. Like, I thought I was shitposting. This guy's just taking it to another level. This has nothing to do with, like, anything. And he's just... It's, like, so random. Normally I'd say random does not equal funny. That in this shit show that is this thread, this is, like, amazing. This was also, like, one of the first guys to reply before everyone started kicking off at me, right? But yeah, this was the thread. So I just want to clarify, right? If you think only levels under a minute 30 are good, you're stupid. If you think only levels over a minute 30 are good, you're stupid. All levels can be good. There's actually nothing wrong with being a character, Victor. Although this guy seems to think there is. You know, he seems to hate them more. This was just a shit post. It was a shit tweet. I'll admit, I was a bit of a prick here, but also, you gotta admit this is funny, right? Yeah. You know, most of these people are better than me. I admit I haven't been playing the game that long. I've not been playing it the most effectively, you know. These people are better than me. There's nothing wrong with Carretta. It seems like a decent level. I just found it funny how, like, everyone started kicking off at me for probably the dumbest tweet I've ever made. Just the most irrelevant, like, normal tweet. I guess the lesson here is you mention Carretta in any way, people are going to kick off at you. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, I'd like you to subscribe. I get not everyone's gonna like this. Some people are gonna get mad. Look, I was just having a bit of fun. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe. If you didn't, sorry. I'll probably try and beat Carretta at some point. You know, I don't actually hate it. The level seems kind of fun. It's not the best. Doesn't seem the worst level either. Yeah.